What's good? What's good? What's good? You are tuned into Apartment 5B, hosted by your man Kill. I got my squad back with me. Porsche, I feel like I ain't seen you in like a month.
It's been a while.
It's been a minute. My little hiatus, and everything, but it's dope to be back in pocket because I ain't seen you in a long time. So dope to see you. Got my brother Veg from Brooklyn. What's going on, Veg?
Yo, what up, man? Why you hating on Puff though, man? Why you?
Yo, man, I am mentally and physically drained. I did not know Puff had this much love out here in these Twitter streets. I had no idea, man. I had no idea. Yes, what's going on, good brother?
What's happening? How everybody's doing?
No doubt, no doubt. Yeah, geez, what's good?
Good, man. What's going on? How y'all doing?
All
right, so this is what we're gonna be talking about tonight. We're gonna be talking about the battle because I leave Twitter for a minute yesterday. I jump back on. Sci-Hi and Joe Budden are going at it. I'm like, yo, Sci-Hi's trying to battle for $500,000. I want to battle Just Blaze. You got rap battle versus battle rap, and we're gonna be talking about our top 3 rap battles. So let me start off with this because people have been asking. Real quick story. My man Manhattan Mayor, who I did a track for, hit me like, boom, Just is in the studio with Busta using the same sample we just used. So I tweet out, just remember who used it first. I meant just remember who used it first between me and Just because I knew, of course, this Busta album is probably going to be big and it's going to be huge. And I just didn't want people saying, oh, damn, Kill bit off for Just. Just replies, well, this person used it, that person used it, Buck Wild used it. Buck Wild jumps in and says, I used it first. Just replies with the Obama mic drop gif or whatever like that. Now I'm offended. Because I'm like, nigga, not you. Anybody but you. So I reply with the same gift like, my nigga, is that Buck Wild dropping the mic on you since you used the, in fact, here's the record right here. The Little Boy Blue sample, I mean? What, 13 years ago on OC's Word Life album before you used it for Jay's PSA? Then he responded, don't nobody care about that shit. I responded, well, I would think the nigga style who you be biting all the fucking time care about that shit because I know Evil and Walt had a problem with you using it because he used it after they used it for Stay Real, which was a Black Moon joint. He replies with a picture of him and Evil D like, yeah, Evil really hates me. I'm like, my nigga, that ain't what I fucking asked you. What I asked you was, did they have a problem with it? Better yet, here's a better question, good brother. Did Bink have a problem with you biting his fucking style? What about Swiss? Nigga never replied. Later on that night, my man hit him up and was like, yo, sounds like a battle to me. This nigga responds, LOL. I'm like, my nigga, fuck is funny. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's put aside all that Just Blaze shit. You get a unsigned MC. I'm gonna get an unsigned MC. We gonna make a beat. I tag Vegas, put me down. He said, tag all the hip hop websites. I'm like, yo, we could put this up there and it could just be like, yo, here, you unsigned MCs. Let me know what y'all like better. And rock like that. Because again, of course, if it says produced by Just Blaze, I've already lost. Niggas ain't even gonna listen to my beat. And it's going to be Just Blaze 1. Or if you go out and get Westside Gun and Conway to get on a track called Fuck Kill, of course you won already. So let's make this shit fair. I'm like, yo, this could be something that's dope. This could be a dope way that unknown producers could battle known producers and put on artists. And I'm like, yo, hip-hop wins. But the nigga, wasn't fucking with me. So I'm just looking at the point now, like, what happened with the battle? Now, I know I'm the old head on here. I'm 44, but I grew up in a battle rap mentality of hip hop. Let me tell y'all how battle rap I am. I was at my man Drizz's wedding. Okay, the singer got off the stage and she was going around to the tables, letting other people sing, like doing like the choruses and shit. When she came to our table, I whispered in Tanya's ear, my wife, and I said, "You better battle her ass too," because my wife sings. That's how much I'm a battle. I come from the battle place. I wanted my wife to battle a wedding singer at a fucking wedding. That's how much I come from the place of battles. Let me tell y'all another story. It's a true story. I'm going to play this for y'all later. Naomi was 4 years old. Had a problem with a girl at daycare. You know what they did? She came home and fucking wrote a diss song called Never. And we recorded that shit. My house, we battle. I come from a battle rap mentality, so I don't get this whole people don't battle. So let's go right here. Why the fuck do y'all think people don't battle no more? I want to give my opinion first, and then I will jump into y'all. I think we come from a LeBron James fucking, this is where we're at now with Bron. And what I mean by Bron, I know Vague, I know that's your man, but here's the problem with Bron.
Oh, God.
Bron wants to dunk all the fucking time. He want to dunk before his son's basketball games, but that nigga don't want to go in the dunk contest because the nigga's scared of fucking losing. That's the problem with this new generation. They scared of losing. In the 80s, if you dunked, you fucking win the dunk contest. Jordan, Dominique, you took the L, but you fucking stepped up to the plate. Nowadays, everybody, I don't know if y'all heard this story about LeBron. A couple of summers ago, he was hooping against some high school dude. Dude dunked on Bron. You know what the Nike rep did? Confiscated all the cameras. Why? Because we can't have LeBron getting dunked on. That shit's embarrassing. So nobody wants to get embarrassed anymore. That's why I think these new school mofos don't want to battle. Vague, what do you think?
Well, first of all, LeBron's been dunked on, so
you said
been dunked.
You said LeBron been what? You said LeBron been what?
He's been dunked on in the NBA. He's been in under dunks.
But I think it was the high school thing. I think that's what it was.
It was a college dude. I think it's Jordan something.
About Jordan Crawford, right? Before he came to the NBA. Yeah. Everybody saw it though, so it doesn't matter. Like we all saw it though.
But I'm saying the mentality of the Nike rep is, damn, you gonna confiscate my camera? Like, yo, this nigga can't even get dunked on. Like, that's a part of the game. Like, niggas used to clown Alonzo Mourning for getting dunked on, and I'd be like, my nigga, but he's doing his job. He's playing defense. That's what's gonna happen if you do your job. But why do you think these new school cats don't want to battle, Vay?
I can't say they don't, because we've had battles. Maybe not the battles we would want to hear. I know some of them, you know, they can't rhyme, so they're not interested in battling. They don't care about, you know, being intricate with their lyrics and coming up with schemes. You know, really most of the time all they got is threats for you. Nothing clever. But I can't really say it's a whole generation of that. Because there's a lot of, you know, like Just Blaze. He ain't no young cat. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to do that because what would happen for him is he has a name and you don't. And if it turns out your shit is better, niggas don't even want to give you a smidge, even if, because he's still Just Blaze. He still produced a lot of dope shit.
Right.
But that little smidget of fame, they don't want any of that to rub off. And that's a reflection of the record industry, to be honest. Because that's how it is. It's crabs in a barrel all the time. Rappers, though, I think some rappers are willing. Like, I take my hat off to somebody like Drake. He really doesn't have to. His success is going to be a success without it. He probably because he's a big hip hop fan, and he's like you, Kill. He feels like, fuck it, this is hip hop. You know, I at least want to try.
Right.
So I don't know. What's that?
I was saying that's a good point about Drake. That at least it ain't no bitch move. Like, because somebody actually tweeted at me like. Somebody like tweeted at me like, well, why Just gotta be scared because he don't want to battle you? And I'm like, really, nigga? Like, yo, like that's where we at now? Like, somebody don't want to fight, but it's okay. They're not scared. Like, again, these new school mofos, man, I can't do it, man. But that's a good point about the record labels. Yeah, what you think?
Me personally, dog, I just feel like you said, like, niggas just be afraid to take the L, man. Niggas really just be afraid to take the L, and that's in all walks of life. That's even if you look at how many young niggas be carrying guns. Nobody wants to fight anymore. Nobody wants to like square up. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's afraid of being on YouTube or being on fucking Instagram and taking that L because now it lives forever. You know what I mean? Back in the day, you know, you can get into a scuffle and nobody know about it. You know what I mean? But now your entire like childhood, like livelihood is on the line, even with fights. So like, you know, with the whole battle thing. And I just don't think this new generation of rappers, like, they didn't come up in a battle era. You know what I mean? Like, when I came up, it was LL Cannabis. It was Big and Pac. I'm sorry, I wasn't going to mention him. I'm not mentioning anymore, Portia, I promise.
It's all good, yeah.
You know, it was East West. It was, you know what I'm saying? I come from, it was Ice, it was Cuban, it was Common. Like, we come from that era. Like, so if you look at the 10 years down the line, what are the battles that happened between like 2000 and 2000? Let me not even say it, between like 2005 and 2015. You could probably name the battles on two hands, really. But it was battle after battle. I remember, listen, between like 01 and like 04, Sauce Money and Nature were battling. Like, I mean, it was going. It was part of the culture. You know what I mean? So, and then you have Smack DVD that kind of added back to it. But people be afraid to take the L. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Like, you're gonna be all over. If you take the L, you're gonna be all over social media taking this L. You know what I mean? And that's why, like you said, you gotta respect a guy like Drake for, like, when Meek came at him, he was ready. He was war ready because he loves this shit. He's an historian. He's an historian. He's a student of the game. You know what I mean? Like, he was ready. Meek wasn't ready. You know what I mean? You always gotta respect.
Whenever anybody gives any props to Drake, please just look at Portia's face.
I'm sorry. Yao said he's a student of the game. I want to know what student of what game.
We're gonna get
like Degrassi or like his diary or tears. Like, I'm not sure.
We're gonna do a show.
I'm confused.
Just for y'all too. But I'm just saying, when anytime somebody mentions Drake in a positive way, just look at Portia's face. It's hilarious.
I'll try my best to tone it down.
I think the young kids call that hating.
Yeah.
Now, the dude can't. Well, I don't know if he wrote it, but the dude can rhyme. Like, come on, you got to give him a. He ain't hood, but not everybody is.
Porsche, we got to give him. I got to give Drake that. Prior to all the
I have heard one Drake song in my entire life because someone recommended it. I don't remember what the hell the song was called. I don't even know what year it was put out, and it was. My ears bled, and I was like, "Okay, that's the end of that." So I can't.
Look, this is what we gonna do. Because y'all mofos on Twitter done got me listening to DJ Quick. Okay, so y'all done got.
Oh my God, we're comparing DJ Quick and Drake.
No, I'm not comparing. No, I'm not comparing the two. I'm just saying, if you only heard one Drake song, you gotta give us a little bit more than that. But neither here nor there. Like Vague was saying, one of our rhymes. I digress. Let's get back. Let's keep it on topic. So, Yao, I got you. Jens, why do you think people don't battle nowadays?
I think for the same reasons both Yao and Vegas said. People, first off, a lot of the guys that's coming up now, they hadn't had to go through that kind of, ordeal, so to speak, to get where they're at. And people just don't want to take the L. They got a brand. Everybody's a brand now. So if your brand gets hurt in any kind of way through some kind of battle, you might not be able to recoup. But then on the other hand, as quickly as music comes out now, you could probably lose the battle on Monday, and by Friday you drop a hot single and nobody cares about the battle anymore.
And that's what I was going to say, because I'm going to go into some of my battles that are 80s. And, like, in the 80s, these were career-ending battles. Like, the MCs that were in this battle, the losers, never bounced back. And I would think nowadays, like, I get it. I agree with everything everybody is saying. I think Styles P was on the Breakfast Club, and he was like, same thing like Yao said. Like, nobody, if you got jumped back in the day, just you knew about it. Now everybody knows about it. But right. I feel like the way the internet works, that you could get jumped and be a joke at 10 a.m. and by noon, 50 other things done happen. So people will forget about it. But now I feel what you're saying. What about you, Porsche?
I agree, obviously, with what Yao and Jens and Vegas said, and of course yourself. But I think also, in addition to not wanting to take L's and obviously the obvious aspects of it, I think a lot of the battles now are manufactured more so than, like, even the kind of the battles that I have. The history of them is that, like, they sort of happened organically, like inadvertently, or something was taken out of context, and then it started this, like, someone was hurt, and then they actually, with emotion put in a diss track, like, back and, a reply, and then this person gets offended. So everything sort of happened organically, and so we heard it on wax. And I think now it's more manufactured. Like, I think Mason Cameron had I think it was like a year and a half ago. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was like this big, huge thing on Instagram. It was in Instagram comments and posts, and then Cameron.
Wasn't it something like Thanksgiving? Like Mace came out with a new song. Like, I want to say it was like Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah,
He came
it was something like that. And it was like back and forth, and everyone was like, "Oh, what are you going to say?" Everything happened on Instagram, and Mace put out something, and Cameron replied, and then afterwards, Mace and Cameron write to each other, and they're like, "Yeah, man, that was dope," like laughing about it, and everyone was like, the fans take the L," and that was the whole joke, was like the fans took the L because they actually bought into this beef, and everyone went back to like, oh, this happened on Horse and Carriage, and this happened in this time, and this was back in the day, and really it was nothing. It was like maybe a phone call, and it was like, okay, we're going to do this because it's going to stir up some shit. I don't know. But I think a lot of it now is manufactured, and if people aren't trying to manufacture a beef or battle, it's not happening. And if they're not getting some sort of gain from that, either both or one is going to get something and the other. I don't know how it works in the music industry now, but I think it's heavily to do with money, heavily to do with, like Yin said, branding, that kind of thing. So yeah, just a little margin of the L. I don't think it's so much like, oh, I don't want to take an L. It's more like, well, what's in it for me in the long run? What does that do to my name in the long run, monetarily, more so than, on principle?
People will be like, yo, you trying to bait me because you got a new album coming out. So
right,
you want
exactly
extension of this battle to help you with your new album coming out. Veg, you about to say something?
Yeah, I just want to like basically add to that point that Portia said, and also another thing that none of us really said. But to Portia's point, like Machine Gun Kelly is a perfect example. He was not interested in going any further than that single, because as soon as, not that Eminem response was great, but as soon as he dropped his joint, he was like, album coming out, tour, you know what I'm saying? He kind of was like trying to milk it for what it was. And that's what kind of made that corny after a while, because it was like, well, Eminem joint ain't great, and this dude moving on, so why the hell we paying attention?
Right.
And the other thing about what I think is missing from these younger cats is they don't battle when they're not artists. I don't think there's any more rap ciphers. Now, I'm not talking about that BT manufactured cipher. I'm talking about straight in the streets, get in this circle and rhyme. Maybe a battle happens organically, maybe it don't. But I don't think a lot of these cats, like, you really think Yachty is getting in a circle?
No.
You know what I'm saying? And like, hold on, let me get my raps together. You think he's gonna survive that circle? You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what's kind of been missing. I don't think a lot of these guys come from just being anywhere in a hallway somewhere and being asked to spit. They just really trying to get straight to the record deal.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Let me ask you this, Vay, because I was talking about this with my man about boxing. I know you're a big boxing dude, and I was saying how, like, in the 80s, like, you fought like you like, whether it was rap, whether it was wrestling, whether it was boxing, whether it was the dunk contest, you fought whoever was in front of you. You fought whoever, Marvin Hagler and Sugar Ray Leonard. Like, you fought those battles. And my man, because I was like, one of my favorite side high lines is you ain't a boss if you ain't never took a loss, pimp. Like, that's part of the game. You're gonna take that L. And my man was like, what about Mayweather? And I was like, I'm not a big boxing dude like that, so I don't know the history, but from what I've heard is that Mayweather has been dipping and ducking people for years. Now, is that true?
That's not true. I think a lot of people like to say that. There may be two fighters that I felt, and this was when he was Pretty Boy Floyd, that they were kind of avoiding, and that's young Shane Mosley, because they were in the same weight class, and that's Margarito, when they were in the same weight class. But when you look at everybody who's on his record and who he beat, and a lot of them he beat in their prime, he was fighting who he had to fight, but he was smart. Now, that, unfortunately, the way he did it kind of has these new cats doing just what you said with the hip-hop game and what Portia said. They're thinking about, well, how can I be like Floyd? Well, I'm not going to fight this guy yet. You know what I'm saying? Maybe I could fight that guy so I could be on the A side. That's kind of like when you get to basically dictate the negotiations. And once I get on the A side, then I could really choose who I want to fight. So I'll take this hard fight for that sake. But after that, I'll take this bum, I'll take this cat, and then I'll give people what they want. But Floyd has Hall of Famers on his list. So there's no way any up anybody. But some cats do.
All right, no doubt. So tell me this: Joe Budden and Saha. When I saw this, I was like, "Yo, this could be a good ass battle." You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know about Joe, so some people are like, "Oh, that pump it up, nigga." A lot of people don't know about Saha, so they're like, "Yo, who the fuck is that?" Porsche, who do you think wins in a battle between Joe? Well, one, do you think that this is a dope battle in the first place? I think it's an incredible battle. Two dope lyricists. Who do you think? And I'm talking about a battle like face to face. I'm not talking about making songs. I'm talking about on stage, face to face. Who do you think wins in that battle? Who do you think wins? Because Joe's going at it with M, and Joe not really went at it with Crooked, but Crooked went back and forth about, you don't want to see me, Joe. So who do you think wins in a face-to-face battle between Joe and those three MCs?
So first off, I completely agree with you. I think it would be a dope battle to see. I think, like you said, they're both amazing lyricists. I think it's hard to say. I would give the edge to Joe just because he's maybe been in it longer, and he sort of knows. He's sort of seasoned in that and in battling, and he's very witty. Joe is a very, very witty, clever kind of guy. And I think that would give him the edge potentially. But
now, is that over Saha?
Yeah, over Saha. Yeah, I think over Saha. But I love Saha. I think he's fantastic. But I just think in a battle, I would give the edge to Joe just on some being more seasoned in that atmosphere kind of thing. Not on, not because Saha is any less, but just because Joe's probably done it more often than Saha has. And I don't know if you guys heard Joe's last podcast episode, but he brings it up. And I mean, I could have heard it wrong, verify it. He said something like, I'm too good to be even entertaining this, which is why he's not. He was like, oh, this guy wants to give me 500K, but I'm too good for this, and I'm not going to ever entertain it. So, I don't know. He's kind of cocky, too, I guess. So.
Joe, here's the thing I love about Joe. That's what got Joe punched in his face last time from the Wu-Tang Clan when he was talking about, I'm not better than Meth. So, I just think Joe would want to fall back, but I see he just really doesn't give a fuck. What were you gonna say, Yao?
So here's the thing. I actually have some juxtaposition between this whole thing. And yes, Joey did mention him on the podcast. Joey brings up a good points about why he won't battle Saha throughout the podcast. One of them was because he's 19 projects in. He's a vet. But what I will say is this: if the battles were on record, like if they had 2 records, I would take Joe. If it's face to face, I'm taking Saha. I think Saha has a little more charisma on stage. I'm not sure what his battle record is, but we've seen Joe on stage in the battle, and he didn't perform well to me. So, you know what I mean? So that's why I would take Saha on stage, because I feel like he has more charisma, and I feel like he has more to prove than Joe, and I think he'd be ready for the battle. Now, another thing. Now, here's my juxtaposition. I find it really ironic that everybody is deciding they want to battle Joe Budden when he's retired. Joe has been rapping for a long time, has been saying niggas' names in rhymes for a long time, and nobody has tried this guy because he's irrelevant. But now that he's relevant and not rapping, everybody wants to battle him. And I'm not understanding what the issue is. Like, you all had your chance.
Is it that everybody wants to battle him, or is it that Joe is being Joe? So like with the M thing, it was like, yo, this new single is trash. You know what I mean? So that's when Royce and the rest of them Slaughterhouse niggas felt some kind of way. I don't know what even started the Saha beef. Like I said, I missed out on that one. But
I'll bring that up. So the Saha beef stems from basically, Saha has been caping for a lot of Kanye's antics over the last few months, just like really co-signing with him, like everybody's entitled to their own opinion, so on and so forth. And Joey was like, but on your album, you're preaching something very opposite than what Kanye is saying. So which one is it? He actually kind of low-key called him out on it. So I guess Saha has been feeling a way about, because I mean, now niggas has been calling Saha, a dick rider. He's he's underneath Kanye's nuts. Which, you know, listen, say what you want. He writes. He's written a lot of music for Kanye. So I don't see a reason why you can side with what's going on with Kanye. So Joey is like basically like, yo, I mean, we got other shit to handle. Like I'm not battling you just to battle you, just to prove how good of a rapper I am. Like you are not like doing your job as a black man in America, as far as like dispelling all this shit that Kanye is endorsing. You know what I mean? And that's what his concern was. So that's my whole thing. Like I just feel like niggas need to stop trying to like battle Joe, because niggas have had their chance. You know what I mean? You've been like, if you wanted to come at Joe, you could have come at Joe a long time ago.
And see, I agree with you to an extent, but I think the problem is that now Joe is in, like Roy said, he's in his new career as a broadcaster. You know, and as a broadcaster, you're gonna have to talk shit about some people. It's like Stephen A. Smith will say, like, you know, people step to him because he said, you know, X, Y, and Z isn't good anymore. And he's like, yo, all I'm doing is showing the facts. So people, I just feel that Joe is now in a position where he's talking about a lot of people that he may not have ever rhymed about. You know what I'm saying? And whenever you talk about somebody, they're going to have a problem with you. You know, so I don't know if that. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Are you there?
I'm here.
All right. What you?
No, I was just saying, like, Stephen A. Smith told me a story. I'm not trying to name drop here. I used to work at ESPN. Randomly had dinner with Stephen A. Smith. Told us a story about an athlete he was cool with, very cool with, close with. And a story came out about him. He had been trying to contact him, his people, no answer. He was trying to hide it. Stephen A.'s boss found out about the story and told him, hey, you got to report the story or else there'll be consequences. Because a journalist's job is to report the news. No matter what, you can't have any gray area. There can't be any conflict of interest. It doesn't even matter. You have to report the news as it is. And that's your obligation. So, like, with Joe, this is his job now. And you take an oath, so to speak, when you join the media that are reporting the news and giving your unadulterated opinion. He's allowed to do that. You know what I mean? Regardless of the history he has with people or whatever. So I feel like people aren't going to get over it because Joe has rapped for so long, and this is a very new career for him. But there's going to come a time when people are going to get used to this Joe, and we'll be fine with it.
Yeah, you getting stuck? Porsche, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, Vague, yes, everybody else good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, you back?
I'm here. I've been here.
All right, my fault. I was just breaking up on my end. So, no, I agree with you. I just think that Joe being in that position is going to put him critiquing more people's stuff that he normally wouldn't been talking about in his rhymes, though. You know what I mean? So, but maybe people would duck Joe. I don't know. All right, so, Porsche, you got Joe. What about Joe and Eminem? Who you got on that one?
I got to say Joe. I just
what happened?
I'm just saying I go with Joe again in Joe and Eminem. And again, after that track was released, the M track, Joe on his podcast goes, yeah, you know, like Eminem needs to say something to get me out of bed. Like, meaning say something that's going to entice me to want to reply to you because everything you've said is pretty much boring. And I had to agree with him. And I think that if he came at Joe in a way that kind of merited him to respond, he would, you know, I think maybe potentially, but then Yao might be right too. He might have just, you know, Rap Joe might be gone forever. And then now it's just broadcaster Joe and he's just going to deal with it on a podcast. So who knows? Right.
And then who you got with Crooked I or Joe?
Joe.
All right. So yeah. You got Joe running the table.
Yeah, I got Joe running the table.
All right. Vague, what about you? Joe and Sci-Hi.
I think like I didn't really know, so I found out most of the stuff from what y'all just said. I think if it was face to face, I'd probably give it to Sci-Hi again. I watched Joe against Hollow the Dawn, and he did not show up.
Hey, Vague, you saw it. You saw it.
On stage, stop my time.
All that.
You know, reset.
laughing, dropping the mic, antics. It was
yeah. And this is on stage, so it's like you treat it like the streets, Joe. We ain't none of that reset shit. Nigga, kick your verse or go in the building, one or the other.
Right.
As far as like on record, it would be tough because I think both of them are really thoughtful with their lyrics. Well, Joe, we definitely know he'll be that way when it comes to rhyming. You saw what he did with Drake, and Drake wanted no parts of that one. But CyHi is a really dope cat, you know what I'm saying? And I don't know, it depends. That one's a toss up to me, as far as like on record. What about them? Who?
Eminem.
Eminem, I think it depends. Because I think with Joe Budden, I think he would have a lot of dope stuff to say, you know, to combat whatever Eminem would say. But I think it would just come down to execution between those two. And there are things that we don't know about Eminem as it relates to Joe Budden and the whole signing, because, you know, Joe Budden, I give him a lot of props for keeping himself alive after the Def Jam deal, mainly being like a pioneer on the social media side of things. You know what I'm saying? From filming stuff to vlogging, all of that. Like he kind of, I
always tell people like, yo, his Joe Budden's TV, like when he was messing with Tahiri, like just through that, she got on the cover of King magazine. Like this is a magazine that, you know, women were fighting for at the time. And this is just Joe Budden's girlfriend who gets the cover of this magazine. I don't think people really understand how big Joe was with this whole Joe Budden TV series.
Yeah, because he was really like the only one really doing something like that at the time. Now you got Will Smith and all these cats doing what Joe was doing like 10 plus years ago.
Yeah.
I try to tell people all the time about Joe and the social media. He is the poster child for social media rap. Emotional social media rap. Yeah. I don't think he gets a lot of credit for that. Seriously. Like very emo, but always on social media, always engaging with his fans. He's the first.
There was times when Joe would be like, yo, I'm at a kickball game out in Jersey. Here's the park. Come through. Let's play kickball.
I'm talking about from the MySpace days.
Yeah.
You could hit Joe on MySpace asking for a verse, and he'll give you a price like, yo, what's good? No problem.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he doesn't get a lot of credit for that. But I think
it's because most people don't even know Joe. Like for the average consumer, I feel like it's like that Pump It Up nigga, or now it's that nigga on Love and Hip Hop. And now it's that, oh, that's the nigga on Complex. Like that's like how the average person, I believe, not the average person, the average, even the hip hop head. Mm-hmm. I know lots of hip hop heads that look at me when I'm like, Joe Budden's is nice. They look at me like, yo, you bugging, that Pump It Up nigga, or that Love and Hip Hop nigga, or that Complex nigga. Like that's how he's known for those three things. So
yeah, it's kind of like his personality is overshadowed his lyricism.
Yeah, he's definitely an asshole, but he's an asshole who can rhyme.
But see, as an MC and a dude who's actually battled, Joe Budden gives a lot of material. Mm-hmm. A lot of material. Mm-hmm. You can kill him. You don't even have to be Eminem. You can kill him. And Eminem helped propel him even further by signing him to Slaughterhouse and everything because that shit ain't just a rap deal that all these cats got. Even Royce was kind of under the radar as an MC, and the Slaughterhouse thing, you know, kind of pumped all of them up. Unfortunately, it kind of brought Joel Ortiz down a peg. Probably should have never joined, but I think it would just be interesting. I'm not sure if it was in person, Eminem murders him without writing it, because we've seen him battle rap and he still can do it. That BET cypher he did with Royce the 5'9" in the background, that wasn't that long ago. That shit was off the top. And as a person who writes rhymes, that shit's incredible. What he's able to do is just that his albums have been trash lately. What was the other one? Crooked Eye?
Crooked Eye.
I think Joe Budden takes him. I like Crooked Eye. I think he's dope, but I think he thinks he's nicer than he actually is.
Yeah.
I think, and that's from a battle rap standpoint, not just a music, because I think he makes dope tracks. I think he's respectable as an MC, but I think Joe Budden is just, he's so precise with his lyrics, especially when he was battling. Like when he was coming at Drake, I was like, he got too much ammo for Drake. Drake is not ready for all of that shit, even more than what Pusha T did. So I think, you know, at the end of the day, what did I say? I said Sci-Hi and Eminem, and I think Joey take Crooked High easy.
All right, no doubt. Vince, who you got?
As far as the stage stuff goes with all of this, I'm not all. I ain't even checking for it because I think that'll be Hollywood. I don't think anything will come out of the stage. I want to hear some records. So with the records, I'm kind of agreeing with what Vegas has said this whole way. I would on record between Joe and Sci-Hi, it really is a toss up in my opinion. Also, I think you would get some really good stuff on record. Face to face in person, just like they said, Joe Budden hadn't really shown up. Now, you know, as they said also, if this was Joe Budden years ago before all of this newfound fame and him being interested in all this other stuff, it might be a different story. But I would say a toss-up between Sci-Hi and Joe Budden. Then with Eminem, exactly like Vegas said, if it was face-to-face, Eminem would scorch him straight up and down. He would take him out. Records, I don't know what would happen with records with that either, because just like Vegas said too, the Eminem stuff hadn't been good at all, really. Then with Crooked Eye, I would say the same thing as Vegas said also. I would take Joe Budden over Crooked Eye, although, like Vegas, I really think Crooked Eye's pretty dope MC. But, yeah, I would go just the same way, echo everything Vegas pretty much said.
All right. What about you, Yao?
Like I stated earlier, if Sci-Hi and Joey are on stage, I'm taking Sci-Hi. On the track, though, I'm pretty sure I'm taking Joe. Honestly, as far as Eminem, I'm kind of leaning towards taking Eminem, though. Like, honestly, and even on the track, because Eminem, and for what it's worth, I'm not sure why people don't like the track, but I feel like the diss track to Machine Gun Kelly, I really feel like he OD'd. I feel like for writers and rhymers, like the pockets that he was showing and the kind of like skill, that he was showcasing was like too high level and just kind of like at the same time dissing him with very clever bars. So I'm taking Eminem. I think I'm taking Eminem regardless in the battle. But that's not to say Joe won't be ready. Joe was definitely ready for all the shits that had to deal with Eminem. No question about it. So I'll say that. As far as Crooked, I'm leaning towards taking Joe. Crooked is a dope MC, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I feel like there's a certain level of like wittiness and swag that you have to have in a battle to get some of your lines across. Even sometimes you gotta like switch like tones and, you know, cadence and shit like that. And I'm not sure if Crooked is good enough to do that and like win a battle to me. So those are the three. I'm taking Joey in 1.5 of the battles.
All right, no doubt. And I guess I got Joe taking Sci-Hi. To me, I'm just doing stage because to me, when it comes to rap battles on wax, the beat plays a huge part in it too. You know what I mean? So, like, you know, when I heard the Takeover beat, like I'm in it already. You know what I'm saying? Put that over something else, it may not hit as hard. So on stage, I got Sci-Hi. On stage, I got M. And on stage, I got Joe over Crooked. So that's what I got. Tone from End of the Dome. What's going on, good brother?
What's up, family? I just wanted to come show the love, man. It's been a minute. I just got off the highway. I was out of town for work. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, I appreciate you jumping on, man. It's been way too long, man. So, yo, real quick, who you got? Who do you got? You got Joe Budden versus Sci-Hi, Eminem, and Crooked Eye. Who do you got coming out on those 3 battles?
Oh, man. You know what? On paper, I think Sci-Hi is a little more lyrics, but Joe Budden is more entertaining. So hearing them two on a record, I would probably take Joe Budden as far as entertainment value, but Sci-Hi can probably rap a little bit better in terms of intricate like lyricism and shit like that. But I don't know, man. That's an interesting joint. I don't think it'll ever happen, but I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up, man. I don't know. Depending on what day you ask me.
All right. Who got against Eminem? Eminem and Joe.
Man, Joe a little rusty right now, man. The M right now, his last album, I'm not the biggest Eminem fan over the last couple of years, but when he's focused, man, he's still lyrically one of the sharpest MCs, man. So he might cut Joe up a little bit, man. Like unless Joe get out there and start back rhyming a little bit more. I don't know. It's risky for Joe.
And who you got with Crooked I?
Against Joe Budden?
Yeah.
Also, it's the world against Joe Budden tonight, huh?
This is the stuff that he's really been going up against. Like him and Sci-Hi. Sci-Hi called him out the other day for $500,000. You know, M threw some shots at him, and him and Crooked was talking about the battle. So it's not a fuck with Joe Budden show. It's just everybody fucking with Joe.
You know what? I think Crooked might get him because Crooked kind of have that battle kind of style. You know what I'm saying? So I think he might get Joe on because, you know, styles make fights like boxing, man. So I think that if it comes to that, I mean, Joe will have his hands full with Crooked, man. So I'm going to give Crooked the edge.
All right. No doubt. Now, here's the good part. This is what I've been waiting to hear all day. Your top 3 rap battles and why. This is what I'm hyped for. I'm hyped because everybody here is a different era, different generation. Who you think came out on top? My number 1 rap, well, I won't say it's in no particular order, but the first one I wrote down was MC Lyte versus Antoinette. This goes back to 86, 87-ish. Basically, for people who don't know, Audio 2, Vega will tell you, classic hip-hop song, especially for the Planet of Brooklyn, Ty Billin, using the infamous Impeach the President drums, but replaying it for Ty Billin. And then Herbie Lovebug did, and I want to say I got it. It's called The House That Herbie Built. This is so old school. I found this in the pawn shop. It don't even got the cover, but it's The House That Rap Built. And on this, Antoinette has a song called I Got an Attitude, where she basically took the same type of drum programming that they used for Ty Billin. They heard it. They said, yo, let's put Light on it. You got 10% this. And to me, that shit is just blew that shit out the water. Antoinette did hit back with Lights Out, Party Over. Light then hit back with Shut the F Up, Ho. And I think Antoinette came back with something else. But to me, that battle was done right after 10% this, which to me is one of my top 3. In fact, all these battles encompass my top 3 battle songs. So, yeah, I just think that that was the whole thing about it. And I loved it because it embodied the whole concept of no biting. Like, it was like, yo, we just use that drum break that way. Now you're going to use it that way. We going to battle about that. You know, so how we started to show off why people don't battle anymore, that was it. Like, if you bite, we're battling. You know what I mean? Somebody said today, like, Kill, you live by outdated hip-hop rules. And I said, nah, my nigga. I said, a society without rules is chaos. And that's what the game is right now with music. There is no rules. So everybody's biting. Nobody cares if you write your rhymes. Nobody cares if you actually make the beat. Nobody cares about anything anymore. That's the problem with music, is that we lost those rules. So one of the things, and yeah, this is why I'm going to bring up Guru's name. One of the things I hate with people is they like to bring up quotes from other rappers, like just because this rapper said, yeah, you are hyped for this. You are all smiles for this. But what it was is Guru, let me break out the CD for a lot of people because they may not know.
This nigga getting his props and shit up.
This is YZ. People may not know YZ. He's from South Jersey. He had a song called In Control of Things. He used the sample, and God forbid, I know my sample people are going to kill me, but y'all know 44 fibromyalgia. I can't remember shit. He was the first person to use that sample for In Control of Things. Later on, DJ Premier and Guru used it for No More Mr. Nice Guy off their first album, No More Mr. Nice Guy. So YZ then did a song that was dissing them, which is reason why we got Rappers of Art, You Can't Own No Loops. Is how you hook them up with the rhyme style troop. So people love to use that line, but to me, that don't mean shit just because Guru said it. You know, Guru said fucking lemonade is a popular drink, and it still is. There's a nigga out there who don't like lemonade. That shit does not mean it's true because Guru said it. Here's the thing. Primo didn't do anything different to that sample. So when you say it's how you hook it up with the rhyme style troop, my nigga, you used it the same exact fucking way. So did you really hook it up any different? So that's why I love this battle, because it was about biting. It was about you. I use those drums. If you use it, we coming at your neck. And I wish more people had that mentality nowadays, and maybe so much music wouldn't sound alike. So that is my number one hip hop battle. What's your first battle?
Beanie Siegel and Jadakiss.
Okay.
Beans and Jadakiss.
Okay.
This is a battle that started. I believe. I don't believe they were good. They were not friends, but acquaintances. They knew each other, cool with each other, whatever the case may be. Been on tour together, whole nine. I think they had a lot of respect for each other. And lines were exchanged just here and there. And I believe it really got going when Kiss, on his debut album, "Kiss the Game Goodbye," the song with DMX, said a couple of lines about ain't too many Beanie Macs. You know what I mean? It was a lot of like, I give you a reason why I'm the truth for real. Like there was a lot of like, it was not directed at anybody else. So then, and this is when I think battle rap was at its absolute peak. This is when it got really crazy because we already had Jay that same summer going at Mobb Deep, saying Nas's name. Nas came back. It was like a really beef worthy summer. C came with that song on his own single on Put Your Hands Up and absolutely tattooed Kiss on that joint. Can't even you can't front on it. Like using his own bars against him on his own beat, I can't even get into the bars, I posted one today. I always do research before I come on these shows. I'm a real one. You know what I mean? I don't know if y'all do. but it was my gunner pop is "Hey fella, tell me who you want to rock." Like shit like that. A lot of lines that were really true in that song where he was saying, still living in the basement of your mother's house, which was true at the time. A lot of people didn't know that. Jadakiss was living in the basement of his mom's house. Like no disrespect to the God Kiss, but people knew it. But this is like known information throughout hip hop circles and New York circles. So after that, Kiss dropped a track too right after that, which is on like the what do you say? I was like on a Cisco beat, which was a really, really a lot of bars, a lot of great bars. Called "Free a Baby Gorilla." You know what I mean? It was a lot of, but I had to give Beans the edge. It was one of the hardest battles. It was one of my favorite. Like it was two of my favorite rappers at the time, two of my favorite rappers ever, and I got Philly ties, I got New York ties. So it was like, it was just like one big bridge. You know what I mean? I really couldn't choose one, but I give the edge to Beans just because of the clever bars and just like, there's a stretch. He's even rhyming as the song ends. There's more bars that people haven't heard yet that is still directed at Kiss, and it's a 3.5-minute song. So I give Kiss the battle. That's my favorite battle right there, Kiss and Beans.
Well, so you said Beans won.
Beans wins,
right? All right, Beans win. All right. Veg, good?
Yeah, I'm good.
What's yours?
This is probably my favorite because this is probably like the one rapper that like really influenced me in a lot of different things. Ice Cube versus NWA, man. 1 against 4. I mean, it was something I had never seen. I never seen a dude dismantle the fucking group, their manager, their women, just every fucking thing he could think of. He just there was nothing. NWA didn't put out another fucking album after that. It was just one of the dopest things I ever seen in my life. Only because Death Certificate is my favorite album of all time, and the album is dope without no Vaseline. It's already dope without no Vaseline. And the fact that shit comes on and this nigga's like, yo, got to do this shit. I actually did that on one of your songs, Gil, but I don't know if you keep that. Nah. I was talking about somebody. That's neither here or there.
I didn't know that, though. I didn't know you was talking about.
Oh, yeah. It's called Burn Notice for a reason. Talking about somebody.
We'll talk off camera.
Yeah, we can talk off camera. But the thing is, like, to hear that song at the end like that, and at first when it came, I didn't even know it was a diss record on there. I bought the album, I was happy for the album itself, and when it got to that, and they was like, no Vaseline. I was like, okay, well, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, yo, he's really, I was kind of shook, you know, as a fan. Plus, I wasn't a grown man for like 30 years. That's what some of you hip hop niggas be thinking. Like, how you shook? I'm like, nigga, I was like fucking 13, 12. I'm like, I want to give roasted by NWA. But man, did he came through, man. He told us shit we ain't know. He made them look stupid. He made Dre think like, hell yeah, we getting jerked. I'm getting the fuck out of here. I'm getting Suge Knight, and we gonna get the hell out of here. It was just one of those things we completely dismantled the other MC. Like you said, what the way Light did Antoinette, you know what I'm saying? The way KRS-One did MC Shan, you know what I'm saying? It was one of those, but it was so dope because it was one guy against an entire group. And, you know, he came out and prevailed.
The wild part is I think I never looked at it like that before. Like it's 1 against 4. You know what I mean? Like you know, of course Cube won it, but I don't know if I ever really visioned it like that. But you're right. Like I don't know if that's ever happened when one dude took out a whole entire crew.
Yeah, like, when you like on Niggas for Life album, you know, when they had the skits and all that. That's how I saw it. I just saw it as this group was just ganging up on these. Right. But then when he just kind of went down the line and shit, like I love MC Ren, but damn, he called that nigga Toby. Like used to be my homie. Now you act like he murdered all of them. Like that shit was glorious. Right. And to this day, somebody said some shit like, you know, Machine Gun Kelly's this record or somebody this record is better than No Vaseline. And Ice Cube that shit. Like, are you crazy? It's the greatest record of all time. The movie, they played the whole record in the movie, the whole fucking record. All right, I'm done.
No doubt. Of course, you got something for us?
Yeah, I got Common and Ice Cube, and that was basically what happened. Was Common releases "I Used to Love Her." Cube takes this line out of context, and I can't remember the line right now. It was something. About like.
Oh, about the West Coast.
Yeah, West Coast gangster. Yeah, that's right, gangster rap. And Ice Cube feels a way about it, so he puts out West Side Slaughterhouse, and then basically Common comes back, replies back with "Bitchin' You." And the reason I like this one is because this was like one of those. Why did this turn into a beat? This is like the essence of what I think battle rapping or battling really is, or beefing, because Common puts out this track, has no clue that it was going to be taken like this, and then his people are like, yo, did you hear what Cube's verse, like this is what he said, and then Common was like, what? And then, you know, like it was just a lot of like taken by surprise, and all of these tracks were really like genuine, and I really like that for that reason. So that's one of my favorites. And they're both of them. Ice Cube and Common are both on my top MCs list. So I love the fact that they went head to head. So that was good.
Here's a funny little story people may not know. Com went to Primo first for a beat.
Right. And then Pete Rock ended up doing it.
Primo was like, nah, you dissing Cube? Nah, that's the I can't fuck with you on that. And then he went to Pete Rock.
And then Pete Rock was actually, I think Pete Rock was like, if you want me to produce for you, I'm totally down. So, I mean, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's what's on record as him saying. So, yeah, it's pretty dope.
It's funny, and this will go into a whole nother show, but yeah, about Primo and producing certain people who are dissing other people, but neither here nor there. So, who you got for one of your best ones?
Best one to me is LL versus Mo D, because this is the essence of why Battle even took off the way it did, because obviously Mo D from the Tetris 3 is one of the first guys of the culture with Cass and Mel and Mel. So he destroyed Busy Bee. Everybody know about the story of Harlem World, etc., etc. But you know, to battle young LL, you know what I'm saying, who became the face of hip hop and the first superstar really after Curtis Blow, was huge, man. And they had some classic tracks. You had LL with Jack the Ripper, Break of Dawn, Mama Said Knock You Out with Marlon Marl, of course. Then you had Mo D, people slept. Now, Mo D had this track called Let's Go, you know what I'm saying, where he used all these L's, and man, he was ripping L ass up. Don't get it twisted. Mo D is a lyrical beast. Then he had How You Like Me Now, and he had Death Flow. And don't get it twisted, man. Kool Moe Dee is not a game. It's not a game. So for anybody who's not knowledgeable on Moe Dee who listening, go back to YouTube and put in I think the documentary, The MC. He has a freestyle at the end of that joint, the special credits, and you'll really see how dope Moe Dee is, man. So yeah, man, AL versus Moe Dee is my favorite battle, and it kind of was the catalyst for everything we're talking about.
All right, let me jump in here because this is one of mine. I figured this is one of yours too. So yes, why don't you go first? Is this one of yours?
Moe Dee and Cool J? Oh yes, indeed, yeah.
All right, so you speak on it first, and then I'll come back.
All right, so to add to what Tone was saying, yeah, Kool Moe Dee was throwing some heat Cool J's way. There's no doubt about it. But for me, the battle turned when Cool J released It Gets No Rougher. Man, when the first time I heard It Gets No Rougher, I almost did a chair spin. I'm gonna bring the chair spin up because Cool J tore his ass up. If you go back and listen to that It Gets No Rougher now, you better think about LL Cool J's name and what he means to being an MC, because that's a damn clinic right there. When he dropped that It Gets No Rougher, he turned Moe Dee out. And one thing about the Moe Dee stuff, if he'd have had better music, I think his tracks would have stood a little better. Cool J won on the production side for most of those songs because Moe Dee he was still rocking with production from damn near the 70s sounded like. But I mean lyrically Kool Moe Dee, that's what it was all about, and his lyrics were good. He went at Cool J. But
now here's the funny thing with me with this battle, because this is one of mine. But I'm on the total opposite of Moe Dee. I thought that Let's Go shit was whack. That licking lovers, licking Lily. I was like, this nigga whack. Nigga, go back. Christmas hat under your head. Get the fuck out of here with that. Ladies love. I'm like, yo, nigga, did you hear Jack the Ripper? Like, to me, Jack the Ripper stopped all that. Like that milk, I'm back, when he says something on this brand new track, I'm gonna slow it up and speed it up, and now you're gonna eat it up. Listen to
Jack the Ripper.
Let me say something though.
What's up?
Let me say this real quick though. First, I agree with you, but the reason why I was showing Moe Dee love, because unfortunately for Moe Dee, he came in a transition period when rap was going to that next era. And Moe Dee was stuck in the first era. So even though his rhymes was dope, I'm saying it was dope in the context of his era with Melle Mel and Houdini and all those guys.
Absolutely.
But unfortunately, he got in the ring. It's like you got in the ring with a young Roy Jones, and you're the old guy from that middleweight division. You know what I'm saying? It was too much.
But the funny thing is, that's what's so ironic about this battle to me with Moe Dee, is because that's what gave Moe Dee the edge on Busy B in Harlem World in '83. Because Busy B was still stuck in the phase of being an MC, like, yes, y'all, turn the party, y'all. And Busy came out like that on some old, I'm rocking the crowd, and Moe Dee came for his jugular, like dissing him. And Busy wasn't ready for that. So it's just so ironic to me that he won that battle because he was able to switch styles, but then lost this battle because it was a new era of MCing. You know what I mean? So that's what. So what are you gonna say, back?
Look, Kill, like Portia kind of did the same thing with Common and Cube.
Right, because he called Cube at the end.
He called Cube at a point where Cube was like that old man still trying to ball, and Common read that nigga from beginning to end, used his music, used Death Certificate, used all that shit. So
you're right, and it is. It's all about timing, because he didn't get no Vaseline Cube. He got West Side.
Right, he got West Side Connection Cube. Exactly.
Which is not America's Most Wanted, and Death Certificate, and the Predator Cube. You 100% right on that. Did everybody? All right, what's another one of your battles? Well, hold up. Let me go to my second one, since we already talked about Moe Dee. My second one has to be BDP versus MC Shan. You know what I mean? Like, that to me is just kind of like probably will put me on to the battle. Long story short, if you don't know, BDP went up to Mr. Magic, played him some stuff. Magic dissed him. They went back to the studio, did South Bronx. MC Shannon of did Kill This Noise, and then they did The Bridge Is Over, and it's a wrap after that. I think what was so dope, and if people don't have it, please go buy Check the Technique by Brian Coleman. He has a whole chapter on the making of Criminal Minded, and they were just talking about how like they literally would just bounce, like hear something and go to the studio, record it to tape, and just take it straight to the radio station. Like it's like literally like they said like KRS made The Bridge Is Over by himself. Scott wasn't even in the studio when Scott like heard it on the radio for the first time. Like it was like that's how hip hop was. It was like, yo, you said that, boom, we in the studio tonight. We ain't waiting for nothing to get mixed down. We ain't waiting for nothing. I was watching the Drink Champs with Marley, and he was saying like Shantae's joint, they was taking the tapes off the radio and making records with that. You know what I mean? Like if you listen to Roxanne's Revenge, this part of Mr. Magic saying, oh my goodness. And it's like that was the radio. Like so that to me is why I love this battle of BDP versus MC Shan. I just felt like it was Shan just wasn't ready. You know what I mean? And I felt like that's why, like with the Sci High or like I was saying about Jadakiss and Beans, that was an equal battle. I feel like a lot of times these battles weren't like equal. Like MC Shan just didn't have anything for KRS. You know, I don't think Antoinette had anything for MC Light. You know,
No.
You think Antoinette had something?
Antoinette was nice. Antoinette was nice.
But not like Light.
Yeah. Let me tell you.
Not like Light though.
Hey, you didn't like let me see what it is. You didn't like Who's
the Boss? No, Who's the Boss? Yo, let me explain something about that now. And we're gonna do a show about this. Hip hop biggest letdowns. You can't come out with I Got an Attitude and then drop Who's the Boss. That man, Google the video for Antoinette Who's the Boss on that shit. That shit was whack, man. There was no coming back.
Let me tell you. Hold on. Let me tell you what.
It was over.
Let me tell you why I believe Antoinette lost. Antoinette lost the battle for one because she was fooling with Herbie Lovebug and them, and you know how Herbie will give you a track, and then he moved on to Kid and Play, and if she ain't had no good. Just think about this. Antoinette could have been with the Juice Crew. Now picture Antoinette over some Marley beats. You don't think Antoinette wouldn't have had something for?
I mean, maybe, but here's the thing: coulda, woulda, shouldas. I don't know. I could just put.
But that's what we're talking about. This whole show is almost.
Yeah. Because look, Kill, you talking about the results. He talking about the matchup. And before we got the results, the matchup looked enticing. It wasn't.
Yeah,
the matchup did look good. So are you saying that Herbie didn't come correct with the beats on that album?
I mean, I think the beats were decent, but I'm talking about just skill. Period. Antoinette was a dope MC. All right,
you know what? I won't beef with you on that because I do love Got an Attitude. I love it. It's one of my favorite songs. So you're right. I won't say that. I'll just say that still at the end of the day, I felt like was 10 times better than Antoinette. That's not. See, here you go, Jens. I'm about to say that's not a knock on Antoinette, and you're gonna make. So no, I mean, but I do think Light is better than Antoinette, but Antoinette was not whack because
but that's all I'm saying. I mean, look,
I Got an Attitude was very dope. Let me tell y'all a quick
story. In the battle.
Yeah, funny story. I'm with one of my white young interns. We're listening to is it the Rockwilder with Meth and Red, and he says back when that had an attitude, and she said, "That's so amazing, you're rappers, you know, because Queen Antoinette, she was known for having," and I'm like, that's not who he's talking about. I'm not talking about Queen.
He thought it was Marie Antoinette.
He thought it was one of them queens and was like,
Marie Antoinette. Wow. Wow.
No, we're not talking about Queen Antoinette, rapper, whole different thing. Yeah, who's your next battle, man?
So it's time for the general public and everybody to give it up. I don't want to hear about LL winning a battle against Cannabis ever in life. I don't. I didn't want to hear it then. I don't want to hear it now. I listened to them tracks right before this podcast started, and I said, this shit is not even close. Not close.
I agree.
Not close. People were really championing LL in this battle, and it wasn't close. It wasn't. Origins of the battle, first of all, they had a song called 4321. I believe on the song, Cannabis had said, "Yo, originally the verse he said, let me get that mic off your arm," asking L to borrow the mic off his arm, right? I think, and I believe they told Cannabis to change his verse. I can't think of who had to change their verse, but then LL mentions said mic in a battle rhyme on same song.
Mm-hmm.
So Cannabis felt the way. Cannabis got Mike Tyson. Cannabis got Mike Tyson on the record in the intro. He got Mike Tyson in the late 90s on a record talking shit. I don't think people understand and appreciate how serious that is. That's serious business. That's serious business. In the video, Training with Cannabis. Cannabis second round knockout. Really, I'm not sure why it doesn't really get mentioned as amongst battle tracks, but like
it was whack as shit, man. That's why that shit don't get mentioned. That shit.
I like that one.
That's why it don't get mentioned. Why it don't get the beat was whack. Yeah.
Oh, second round knockout.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Black Kill is the beat was whack. Hold on. Hear me out. Right. This what's this joint? What's L joint called? The Ripper Strikes Back. Get the fuck out of here. This shit is trash. Basura. Oh, it's garbage. Garbage. I listened to that song for a minute and 21. It's right here. A minute and 21 seconds. I had to hit the stop button. I said, get this shit out of here. Are you kidding me? Nah, not having it. I had to say that is one of my favorite battles. Cannabis really was in a corner, like back in the corner and fought, like put down a very, very, very good diss track. Had Mike Tyson on this shit and spoke a lot of true facts and uses a lot of L's lines against him. Mm-hmm. It's a very, 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 very good, if not because of the beat being whack, as Kill says. It's excellent if you want to keep it all the way real. And it crashes. This and LL had responded to this with that bullshit, What? Yo, that shit. People were trying to convince me that LL won, and I'm like, y'all are bugged. Get out of here. Cut it out. So that's it. That's all I gotta say about it.
Tell us how you really feel. Man, what's your next battle, man?
My next battle, MC Shan and BDP, man, and probably more so because I was in Queensbridge like every weekend. So like when the bridge was out, you know, the bridge was rocking. You know what I'm saying? Like you couldn't tell them nothing. You know, MC Shan was royalty. South Bronx joint came out. They felt some kind of way when I would come there. You know what I'm saying? Even though I was just kind of like, you know, I never looked at it as a response. But I could see how, you know, they would take that. And then I remember when Shan released Kill That Noise. And I was like, first of all, nobody don't say that shit anymore. that's one. And then two, I was kind of like, yeah, it's all right. And, you know, for those who don't know, my cousin Will was loving it because he's from Queensbridge. And, you know, I'm from Brooklyn. I'm kind of like, that shit trash. You know what I'm saying? Man, when The Bridge Is Over came out, you want to talk about empty benches, empty basketball courts, empty that shit was The Walking Dead, nigga. When the bridge was out, oh, everybody was out. Double Dutch, Skelly, for my New York people, Skelly, everything was happening. You know what I'm saying? When The Bridge Was Over came out, it was like, damn, who's gonna let me in the building? Like, what the fuck everybody had? And like, you know, like me and my cousin Will, we used to always, you know, we was big hip hop fans. We did everything, break dance, beatbox, all that shit. They didn't want to talk about that one. Me, I was just hyped, like, yo, you heard this shit? You heard this beat? You know what I'm saying? And I think the thing and the ongoing theme that's been happening with these picks, like with Cannabis and LL, because LL did not win, is the guy who was dope at battling or was a dope MC, a very respectable MC, gets knocked out by the young cat. And KRS-One was the new cat. He had a whole different style of rapping. This nigga's doing reggae. He's doing all of this is happening within the same track. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just listening like MC Shan has nothing for this. Shit. Roxanne Shante might have more than MC Shan would have for this battle. You know what I'm saying? Because she don't give a shit. She'd go in. But yeah, man, that was one of my favorite battles because it was just being there in Queensbridge and just seeing the responses, you know, in my neighborhood and going to Queensbridge and seeing how they respond. And you seen it in the Thomas Illmatic joint when they talk about it, that whole funeral shit, nobody around. You see it with Nas and Jungle. They was like, yeah, we ain't come back till Nas came out. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's
right.
One of my favorite battles because not only did he shut down an MC, it's kind of like shut down his whole projects at the same time. And for people who don't know, it was mainly based off the fact that MC Shan was trying to pretend that hip hop started in Queensbridge, and we know that's not a fact.
And the funny thing and Marley was saying this, that I don't ever think anywhere on that track they say hip hop started in Queensbridge.
They didn't say that.
Yeah, they do. They do say that.
Hip hop started in Queensbridge, but he says something like where it all started, and it kind of gives the illusion.
He says Queensbridge and alludes to hip hop starting in Queensbridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hip hop niggas is sensitive, so that shit just meant.
Especially about their hoods, bro. Especially about their hoods. Especially New York niggas, New York hip hop niggas about their hoods, bro. Quick story. I was at Dykeman and some nigga hit a bucket, right? And the announcer said, okay, he from 180th and 3rd. Some nigga stood up, he was like, he not from 3rd Avenue, he from Arthur Avenue. I'm like, my nigga! I said, yo, relax. Relax. And not only that, Arthur Avenue and 3rd Avenue are pretty fucking close. They're not that far away. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, bruh, relax.
Nah, good point. So Porsche, what's another one for you?
You guys mentioned my two. I got, I guess, BDP and Juice Crew or MC Shan. And exactly what Vegas said. Just at the end, he ended MC Shan's whole. He shut down the whole thing. So that's why I like it. It's my absolute favorite beef battle of all time. For that reason, I think it was in the purest form of what a hip hop battle should be. And Vegas sort of nailed it when he explained it at the end there. So that's why.
Yo, the funniest thing about that battle is I always wondered, like, I guess it was just dead in the water by the time Kane and G-Rap came, you know, and I guess because they weren't from Queensbridge too, they couldn't have gone back. But I always wanted to see that battle, like a Big Daddy Kane, you know, KRS, you know, battle like that. But again, he's from Brooklyn, and I think G-Rap is from Corona. So I guess, and then it was too late. But so Tom, what's another you got? Oh, what's up, man?
It was I think it was a Kane interview I watched, and he talked about that, and it was mainly because they were mad cool with each other.
Oh, okay.
So kind of like he wasn't going to diss him; he was just going to focus on Shan and Marley for being, you know, the producer or whatever.
Yeah, I think he said when that song came out, KRS and Miss Melody was helping him move into his apartment.
True.
So,
yeah.
He didn't feel no type of way about that because KRS and Miss Melody was his people.
Right. Yeah. That was crazy. And I think they said something like we ended up watching The Color Purple. Like, and I just can't imagine KRS One, Big Daddy Kane, and Miss Melody sitting on the couch watching The Color Purple. But hey, that's the beautiful thing about hip hop. So, what you got, man?
Of course, man, I'm going with Jay-Z and Nas because, you know, that's like Shane Mosley against De La Hoya 1. You know, both these cats in their prime, and that battle bubbled for years. It was going to happen because Jay-Z was trying to get Nas on Dead Presidents and Kind of Live. Nas kind of curved him way back in the day. Situation with Carmen, some personal stuff with the chick, you know what I mean? And then Nas did that song Come and Get Me after Bleak did that joint. Kind of take the shots at Nas. Jay turned around on Volume 3 and did Come and Get Me also and threw shots again. A lot of people didn't even realize that. By the time the takeover and all that, Stillmatic Freestyle, I was in Harlem at the time, killing up there, and I heard this dude playing the Stillmatic Freestyle, and Nas started trying to rip them cats up, and then Jay-Z did the full takeover on the Blueprint. At the time, Jay-Z's the biggest artist in hip-hop. Nas kind of like, he's not as hot anymore, but he's still a legend. So I mean, that battle was vicious, man. Then you still had not just Takeover and Ether. Yeah, You're the Man. You had the Blueprint 2 title track. You had People Talking from Jay-Z. You had Star Wars from Nas. You know what I'm saying? And you just it was probably about 10 tracks a piece, and people don't even realize them dudes was really going in it really hard. The Eye for an Eye freestyle with Nas, you know, so it was a big battle with two juggernauts, man. So you can just take your pick, man, because people don't always debate who won. I'm just gonna say it was good for hip hop at the time, and the whole culture stopped and watched these two dudes battle. That ain't happened but 1 or 2 times in hip hop to me. Everybody stopped and was keying into Nas and Jay-Z, and then when they did that, Jay-Z did I Declare War or whatever, and they made amends or whatever, it was like this monumental point in hip hop, man. So I'm gonna go with that joint.
You know, the funny thing, and I didn't say this about Mo D earlier, but one of the things about that battle was, like, I didn't know when How You Like Me Now came out, I didn't even know he was dissing LL. You know what I mean? Like, I forgot who told me or how I put it together, and then finally peeped the Kango under the Jeep's tires.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, and being able to put all that together. And I say that because, like, I always were hearing that they were taking little shots at each other. Like, I think in the message, Nas said something like, Lex with TV sets the minimum. You know what I mean? And that was a shot at Jay because I guess Nas had the Lex first and then Jay got it. So like you said, there's so many songs, but then there's so many subliminals that none of us would even be privy to, you know, because nobody could sit here and tell me that they knew when they heard Nas say that line, it was like, oh, that's about Jay-Z, unless like Veg, you was in the bridge or you knew somebody. You can't just say you heard that line and you just knew, oh, that's for Jay. So there was probably. What you say?
Real quick too, I kind of felt earlier that it was some early subliminals, but when I heard "We Will Survive" on I Am, the dedication to the Pac and Big that Nas did when he said, when they claim to be New York's king, it ain't about that. See, you know, when Big died, as soon as Big died, Jay-Z had Volume 1 hit. He said, "The city is mine." You know what I'm saying? So it made me think about Jay-Z when I heard that verse. He was like, because Jay-Z already claimed the city is mine. Like, the dude, you have one album out. Biggie get killed. You said the city is mine. But Nas been out since 92. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever with halftime. So I kind of thought that early on, but, you know, I'm a nerd with it. So I was listening to every little damn thing. And I kind of thought they would start to throw a little shit back and forth. But you're right to your point. Most times, most people don't catch the little subliminals like that.
Right. Nah, true indeed. True indeed. Yeah, you got another battle for us, good brother?
What else was I going to say? Hold on. 50 Ja Rule. Because nobody in the world has ever been bullied in a rap battle like Ja Rule was bullied in a rap battle. Seriously.
Nobody's ever been bullied like Ja Rule.
It was the first nonstop, like, I don't care what you're doing. Like, I'm going to say your name, and I'm going to throw salt on your name every single chance I get once I get on. Because that battle started, I believe there was a fight, scuffle, something happened. 50 dropped a song on his unreleased album, Nobody Likes Me, but that's okay, because I don't like y'all. Anyway, that whole song is about y'all. Whole thing.
Life on the line.
The life on the line, yo.
Life is on the line. And he was ready. But 50 got popped, had to slow down, was out of the spotlight for a long time, came back, Wangsta, we already know. And this was the start. Wangsta, he was tapping with Wangsta. Then when the mixtape started dropping and it was every single song was about Ja. Do y'all remember Do I Smell Pussy? Is that you, Ja? Is that you, Herb? Yo, it was not it was like, okay, I'm at you every chance I get. Then on that,
it was an onslaught.
The onslaught. I'm not stopping. Like, and peak of Ja Rule's career. Ja Rule is at right like nobody else has ever peaked before. He's everywhere. And all of a sudden, he just started to pick him apart. You know, pick him apart. You know, Ja was feeling away. You know what I mean? Wasn't prepared for the battle because he didn't think anybody was going to take it serious, and they did. And then 50 became the biggest artist. Then reversed, took Ja's whole style and made it his own and made an entire career out of it to where Ja was like eviscerated from the first face of the earth.
Hey, fam, can I make one point?
Ja again. We didn't see Ja.
What you got, Tom?
Just one quick point. in Ja Rule defense too. You know, 50 Cent becomes the new Tupac damn near. He has Dr. Dre, Eminem, Interscope, and XXL Magazine. So Ja Rule and Irv Gotti, they're not going against just 50 Cent. They're going against the industry, the radio, DJs. You know what I'm saying? It was a no-win situation, even though I did feel like 50 was hot at the time. His battle skills was nice. His flow was dope. He was going to win regardless. It was such a mismatch when you look at all the other intangibles that Ja Rule was trying to face. You ain't gonna beat the industry. It was Ja Rule against the industry. You can't beat that monster behind 50.
But listen, Ja was not battle ready though, and I'm saying that he was not battle ready. And listen, you know what school we come from. You know what I mean? Hey, this is after Jay and Nas, so you gotta be ready.
Yeah, I agree.
If you're on top, you gotta be ready for somebody to come at you. You gotta be like, and this is why another thing.
Was he doing remixes with J-Lo? He wasn't thinking about no battle.
Ja?
Yeah, Ja was in the video with J-Lo, and he was doing it. See, he wasn't.
He was good.
Nobody was going.
It was like 50 kept spanking him. Pop,
yeah.
Pop. Track after track. Pop. I'm popping you. Like it was like all jab work. And then when the album dropped and he dropped the joint, we had I can't think of the name of the song right now. What's the joint on 51st album where he's like, Jeffrey Atkins, that's whatever song that is.
Back Down.
Yeah. Bruh.
That's the joint where 50 said that one line, and I was like, oh shit. He said, "You little dirty ass kids, I'll fucking erase them." I was like, yo. OD. That is some like
OD
disrespectful shit.
I mean, listen, to this day, that battle is about 16 years old. To this day, 50 still be slapping Ja whenever he get a chance.
It's true. You're absolutely
every time.
right. Yeah.
Every time.
You're absolutely right.
Like that is like nobody has bullied anybody in the history of rap like 50 has bullied Ja Rule. Nobody.
That's true.
That is true.
Yo, the funniest thing is that he's going down for being bullied. You know, a grown man being bullied. Yes, you got any more battles, man?
Yeah, I'm up. Everything's pretty much taken, so I'm gonna go with this. I'm gonna take it back to '84 for y'all, right quick. We're gonna go with the Roxanne Wars.
Okay.
All of the,
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, you're right. That was like
only ones I could keep up with was the real Roxanne. After that, it seemed like every state they had a new Roxanne.
Yeah. Well, see, it sparked off with UTFO dropping their Roxanne song, and then Shantae came back with her little Roxanne's Revenge, and then the real Roxanne had her song. Then you had Sparky D going at him. Then you had like Roxanne's brother, Roxanne's mama and daddy, Roxanne's doctor, all that crazy shit. But like it was like Tone said, it's like 1,000 damn records. Cause you even had a cat out of Florida, Gigolo Tony. Gigolo Tony did The Parents, so it was Gigolo Tony and some other female MC.
There was somebody who came out as Roxanne's parents.
Yeah, Gigolo Tony, and the female was Lacey or something like that.
Gigolo Tony and Lacey as Roxanne's parents.
Yeah. Yep.
I had no idea. This is why I love this show, because I learn something new every day. I had no idea.
Them two motherfuckers probably somewhere shooting up heroin right now.
Vegas.
But you know, that was for nostalgia reasons. That's all that was. It wasn't like it was like the perfect greatest battle, but you know.
Oh man, yeah, that was some copycat rap right there. Anybody got any other battles left on tap?
Nah.
Yeah.
What you got, Tone?
I take up Eazy-E and Dr. Dre, man, because I know it's a sidebar, but man, you know, when Dr. Dre came out with the Chronic and Dre Day, and Snoop was taking on these shots at Eazy, it's like, damn, they trying to play Eazy gangster, man. You know what I'm saying? Eazy was the face of NWA and things of that nature, so they kind of put some dents in his armor, man. And then Eazy came back with that real Compton G's, and he was like, But Dre Day only makes Easy payday. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, he was kind of calling him a baby gangster, baby G or whatever. So he kind of played Dre down like you ain't even smoke weed when we was with NWA. You know what I'm saying? So he kind of played Dre, and I thought it was kind of cool, man. The videos, both of the videos was good, funny. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty dope. I mean, it's not really a traditional rap battle in the sense of lyricism and all that, but it was beef. You know what I'm saying? So I enjoyed the Easy little beef, man. Yeah.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. So prayerfully from tonight's show, we have all learned why we don't get beefs anymore. What's up, Vic?
I got one more.
All right, what you got?
Because we said 3, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, when Easy said when I met niggas, they was wearing lipsticks and lace, I was like, oh, that's insane shit.
Yeah.
I had the picture of Dre like that. I was like, Easy played that well. My third battle is Nas and Jay-Z. I think mostly because, you know, as a cat who grew up on Ice Cube versus NWA and the BDP versus MC Shan and all
now, hold on. Let me ask you this. How were you torn? Because you're from Brooklyn, but you spent time in Queensbridge. Were you torn like who you were going for or not?
I'm a hip hop fan. At the end of the day, I'm a hip hop fan. So, you know, sure, I love Brooklyn. Sure, I know Nas. But it was about the battle for me. So it was kind of like, now if it was Big and Nas, I don't know. I might just be straight like, man, fuck that nigga from Queensbridge. But this battle, it was a little bit different because, you know, Nostradamus came out and people were looking like, I don't know. And I mean, I was looking the same way, like that shit was trash. But Jay-Z kind of, you know, caught him at the right time. And I couldn't really respect that too much, but it was like, well, hey, whatever. It's a battle or whatever, and you know, it's finally happening because like Tone mentioned earlier, there were a lot of subliminals. The battle really kicked off because of the whole Bleak thing. Bleak wanted to have problems with Nas because he wouldn't be on his album. Nas really shut that battle down by saying, you know, if you want to ball till you fall, I can help you with that. You want beef, I can let a slug melt in your hat. That was the end of Bleak. Had to get his big homie to jump in, you know what I'm saying? And I think like overall, it was just dope because here you have two cats from the Big and Pac era. And even though they never really went back and forth, talk about Big and Pac, as far as a battle, you know, everybody was still tense, like somebody about to die, you know what I'm saying? Like we kind of felt that way, but the fact that they kept it on wax as it was happening, was dope. And you know, when I ain't gonna front, when I heard the takeover and I heard the verse about Nas, I was like, yo, I don't know, it might be over. Like,
but over.
I
didn't think Nas could recover from that.
I didn't think so either. I was sitting there like, this dude done went up and down his whole career. This shit might be. But then when I heard when I heard Ether, and the thing about Ether, and it's people kind of muddling the shit with history. A lot of shit that Nas was saying, a lot of people were already saying that, at least in my circles and a couple of people I knew. A lot of people were saying certain shit about Jay-Z, but they was on the hush because Jay-Z was running shit in New York. He was the most successful hip-hop artist. You really couldn't say shit about him. But the minute Ether came out, as you can see, the locks jumped in there. Everybody was jumping on him because of shit they wanted to say. So even though Jay will be like, yeah, well, none of it was true, it was like, no, you did go from Kane to Irv to Big, and Eminem murdered you on your own shit. You were dick riding faggot. Like, that shit was like, that's kind of true. Because you were with Irv. You were under Kane. You were under Big. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those lines obviously were blown up for the dramatic effect of dissing him. But note the fact that they were able to go back and forth, and Blueprint 2 is a record that probably should have came out instead of that super ugly shit, because it would have made it very interesting as far as who won. But I just think it was a perfect example of two cats battling back and forth at the top of their game without anybody getting hurt. and it showed that hip hop, you know, that East versus West Coast thing that was fabricated by Vibe magazine and a bunch of publications who saw, including the Daily News in New York, who saw that people would buy their magazines and their newspapers if these rappers kill each other and have beefs. It showed that nobody was going to profit off of this. They was going to take it back to the old school and just battle each other and leave it at that. So that's why I really like that joint. And then it opened the floodgates for everything else that happened in that, you know, span of time. So
all right, let me show this. I think we talked about this before. I know it's super ugly. Jay's mom got involved because it was like, you know, that's when he was doing the whole me and Iverson got something in common and leaving, you know, all of that stuff. And I think Jay's mom called like, all right, that's too far. Do you feel like in a rap battle, not battle rap? I look at battle rap as like that, Hollow the Don, all them niggas. But in a rap battle, when you are a rapper by, you know, that's your occupation, is there a place where we take it too far? Like, because I kind of felt like, you know, some of the things that Jay was saying could have got physical, or the same thing with Kiss and Kiss. I mean, with Kiss and Kiss, with Beans and Kiss. Like, I remember people saying like the lot coming down the Powerhouse, like that was dangerous, you know, for them to come to Philly. Like it could have gotten serious. So, do you think in rap battles, as being a recording artist, that you can take things too far? Like, did you think that Jay Super Ugly was too far with Nas?
I think it was too far because it was emotional. You know what I'm saying? Like Jay's not known for those kinds of rhymes. He's known for clever rhymes. He didn't really do that in a clever way. You could tell Jay was mad as hell when he heard Ether. Yeah. He was mad at the reactions. He rushed in the studio and did something that was uncharacteristic of him. Not necessarily what he had to say, but how he delivered it. Because it just wasn't a good diss record, regardless of the content. But when he came out with that Blueprint 2 joint, you know, like a year later, that's what he should have done. Because it was way more focused in on Nas and dissecting Nas and shit. Like, you know, people don't understand half the shit he's right. It's because you don't understand, don't mean anything nice. Like, that shit is dope. But when you just try to be like, I fucked your baby moms, it's like, yeah, but when you're not with somebody anymore, somebody else is gonna fuck her, Jay. So what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like he should have thought it out a little bit more, and he could have still used it. Like, I like the way he used it in the Takeover. You know who did you know what? Well, you know who. That's what I'm talking about. So I think sometimes it's too far, depending on how it's being used.
All right, no doubt. So, give them all the information, good brother, about Enter the Dome.
Yeah, man. Just check the website, enterthedome.com. Also, B-Road Network, YouTube, That Time in Hip Hop. The Enter the Dome, Instagram, Tony Haynes, Facebook. That's me. That's it.
All right, no doubt. So we got to talk about what you and Vague do too. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I said, the B-Road Network, That Time in Hip Hop podcast, man, every Wednesday, man. So we rocking that out, man. So tune in, check us out.
All right, no doubt. Porsche, give them all the good stuff if you want to.
Twitter and IG is Cherche La Porsche. That's all.
All right, no doubt. Vague, give them everything, good brother.
You can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Vegas World INC, and you can check out Meaning Tunes podcast, That Time in Hip Hop. The latest episode is about Outkast's Speaker Box and The Love Below. Basically, their final album. Is it their best album? Is it their worst album? Check it out on YouTube.
All right, no doubt. Yes.
I just want to shout y'all out, man. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people taking notice of the podcast, both this one we're doing now and the one that Vegas and Tone do. And I think it's great. I think, you know, like I told y'all before, what y'all doing is good. Everything that I've seen, I've enjoyed it. And a lot of other people are now also. So shout out to y'all, man.
Much love, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate it. Yeah, I'll give him everything, good brother.
Yo, Yaw Music, YAW Music. That's on Twitter. That's on IG. Got music. I promise you, I've been in the studio and I got music I'm working on. I'm not one of these guys that just likes to.
When can we release the Della Don joint, man?
It's on the album, bro. It's good. It's on the album. It's sitting there. Hey, people heard it and been like, yo, son. Yo. So got that joint, got some joints with Rec as well. Got a couple of joints with my man Ryan. You know what I mean? Shay LaForce, you can go ahead and check that Hump Day out, man. Stop BSing with your stuff. Go ahead and get involved with that, man. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Let's go get that Hump Day in your life, man. You can go check Kill's reviews. It's up there. Albums that was like top 10 albums of Kill's year. You gotta go check that, man. You slipping, son.
Yo,
I don't know what to do with Yao.
I just want to say that I am totally blown away. I made a comment around 12:30 about Puff and Dre not being a Quincy Jones of hip hop, and it's now 10:50, 10 hours later, and people are still tweeting me about Puff. I had no idea that this man would get this much love. I had no idea. I'm totally dumbfounded by this. I don't even know.
That's my ever right there, brother. That's my ever, man. It's my ever, dog.
I'm dumbfounded. I mean, I've made comments about Jay, and it's never lasted 10 hours. And this shit ain't letting up. This is gonna easily go into the bar.
Hey, you're gonna have to release a couple of more videos. You're gonna have to release a couple more tweets.
Yeah, that's why I'm gonna start doing videos, because I'm like, I can't. There's not enough Twitter space. Even with the added characters, like I'd be tweeting for 20 minutes, but it's just like, wow, y'all mofos really love Puff out here. I had no idea. All right, cool. But y'all know what it is with me, Kill 889, Twitter, IG. We'll make beats for food. I will check y'all out next week, y'all. Appreciate y'all.
Peace.
All right.
Bye.